What is your American dream?
My family is from Ecuador and I am from Chicago. My American dream is to be able to pay back my parents for everything they did for me.
Rick, I'm from France and my American dream is to help every day the homeless. Merci à vous.
I am from Tunisia. My American dream is to see love and peace.
I was born in North Carolina, Rocky Mountain. My dream is to have peace, and that's it.
My parents are Guyanese, so I'm first generation American. My American dream is that we all get the same treatment, same laws, same education as everyone. That will be my American dream.
Everyone has a right to the American dream.
Oh my goodness, it's a baby! Hello, baby! You are the smallest person I've ever met. You're like my size. Julian, did you watch Bradshaw live yesterday? No? Were you napping? Oh, okay. Well, Julian, since you were napping yesterday and you missed Bradshaw live, I'll tell you what you missed. Specialist Hector Barajas from the Army's 82nd Airborne Division just found out that his deportation has been commuted. So excited. He's coming back to America. His naturalization ceremony is April 13th. So exciting, Julian. He's going to see his daughter. She's a little older than you are. And Brittany Russell came on and talked about a Navy vet who sadly got sick from asbestos when he was in the Navy and during the Vietnam War. She got a $3.2 million verdict for his estate. This show is so exciting. Julian, what's going to happen on today's show? You'll have to watch and see. Try to stay awake. Oh.
All right, welcome everybody. And I agree with Jill. After watching this video, I don't need any more children. No mas. The store is closed. Stork, go to somebody else's house, Stork. No more children. I've just decided after seeing Paul Hirsch's kid coming through the office. That's it.
Shut down your baby
right. The baby factory is shut down.
Adorable.
No more.
Baby.
No mas. Well, welcome everybody. It is April 4th. April 4th. It is all day. And today is the 50th anniversary of the assassination of Martin Luther King Jr.,
yes,
greatest civil rights leader of the ever, certainly from the United States of America. He's right up there with who we talked about the other day from South Africa.
Yeah, Winnie Mandela.
Nelson Mandela, and Gandhi and MLK, and all in the same sentence.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, he was shot down too young, certainly in the prime of his life. And today is the 50th anniversary. We here on the Brad Show Live did a little tribute to Martin Luther King. He's a civil rights icon, a civil rights leader. And we thought it would be fitting to start our show with that. Let's watch. 50 years ago today, April 4th, 1968, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. was assassinated in Memphis, Tennessee, while standing on the balcony of his room at the Lorraine Motel. Dr. King was in Memphis at the time to rally support for striking sanitation workers who were protesting unsafe working conditions. Dr. King's death set off a period of mourning, reflection, and anger that gripped America and the world. Many would say we are still mourning the untimely passing of Dr. King half a century later. As a primary leader of the civil rights movement, Dr. King was an instrumental figure in historical protests such as the ones in Montgomery and Selma, Alabama, and Washington, D.C., and in the passage of landmark civil and voting rights legislation. He has been awarded the Nobel Peace Prize at the age of 35. Dr. King also fought for the Fair Housing Act, the final significant civil rights legislation of the era, which was passed into law just days after his assassination. Since the 1950s, Dr. King had been a minister and founder of the Southern Christian Leadership Conference. He advocated for peaceful protests. Dr. King also became outspoken on issues of poverty and the need to end the war in Vietnam. Dr. King's assassination reverberated powerfully around the world. In 1983, President Ronald Reagan signed into law a bill creating a national holiday in Dr. Martin Luther King's name. Dr. King Jr.'s vision continues to be the powerful foundation of the fight for racial equality in the United States today. His speech, I Have a Dream, which he gave from the steps of the Lincoln Memorial on August 28, 1963, during the March on Washington, lives on as one of the most powerful orations in American history and continues to resonate. I have a dream. I have a dream that one day this nation will rise up and live out the true meaning of its creed. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal. So we honor Martin Luther King today, his legacy. We mourn his death. We honor what he did to change America, to change more lives in America than very few people that I could think of. In terms of the lasting change that he made in the everyday lives of Americans.
Absolutely.
You know, think about without Martin Luther King, maybe you wouldn't, you know.
This is very true.
You know, maybe you wouldn't be allowed to sit here next to me right now.
Absolutely.
You know, so think about everything that he did, and you know, obviously he lost his life way too young. But at the same time, we also honor his legacy and his work and everything he did. And certainly, and it will live on for hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years.
We saw it with his granddaughter.
That is right.
Remember?
That is correct. And his family carries on his legacy as well. Very well.
Yeah.
Very good. All right. So that's what's happening today on April 4th. Also today, it was Maya Angelou.
Yes.
Angelo, I was told. Right. We were always, we were just talking off the air that everybody called her Angelou, but she was Angelo.
Right.
At least I called her Angelo.
I've said it both ways.
I've said it both ways. Today would have marked her 90th birthday, famous poet. She was best known for her writing. She was the author of more than 30 books, the recipient of over 50 honorary degrees. She had many careers before she became a writer. And all before the age of 40, she worked as a cook, as a waitress, as a sex worker, a dancer, an actor, a playwright, an editor of an English language newspaper in Egypt. She was a calypso singer. She was a cast member in the operetta.
She was unreal.
Porgy and Bess. Basically before she became this well-known poet and obviously was able to make money from her writing, she did anything to put the bread on the table.
Right.
That's what she had to do.
Right.
So here's 5 things, by the way. Today would have marked her 90th birthday, famous American poet. Here's 5 things you may not know about her.
All right.
One is, I Know Why the Caged Bird Sings was Maya Angelou's first book. Maya Angelou was San Francisco's first female African-American cable car conductor.
What?
I never knew that until I just read that
I didn't know
6 seconds ago.
that.
I mean, I wasn't even given the heads up before we went on the show. I'm just reading this as we go along. All right? I'm going to find out if I do this one.
Right.
Yeah. Maya Angelou was also one of the first African-American female members in the Directors Guild of America. I did not know that one. Angelou's On the Pulse of Morning was only the second poem written for a presidential inauguration. I knew she did write a poem for the presidential inauguration, so I knew that one. I didn't know if I knew the name of it, but I knew she wrote it. Bill Clinton tapped her to be the second poet ever to read an original work at a presidential inauguration, following the footsteps of Robert Frost.
Wow.
Whoa,
Okay. Now Robert Frost, you know Robert. Any person who went through school, elementary school in the United States of America,
You had to learn.
had to have learned about Robert Frost.
And you can recite maybe a couple lines of The Road Less Traveled.
The Road Less Traveled. And I said, right, that is correct. It is The Road Less Traveled. You have a fork in the road, and you can go right or left. And he took The Road Less Traveled.
Yes.
And Robert Frost, he recited the gift outright at John F. Kennedy's inauguration. Wow. And here's one more thing that I wonder Angela won 3 Grammy Awards.
She did.
I guess that would be for I guess she put out an album of her poetry.
She used to sing too.
Was it singing, or did she put out an album of her poetry?
I don't know what she actually got the Grammys for. But
Wait, I have it right here.
Okay, go ahead.
You know what they teach you in law school?
What?
If you don't know the answer, keep reading.
There you go.
All right, I should have kept reading. I looked up and I go, I wonder when she won the Grammy Award, and it's the next sentence. She boasts 3 Grammy wins and 5 nominations. For Best Spoken Word Album. I was right. In 1993, 1995, and 2002. For On the Pulse of Morning, Phenomenal Woman, and A Song Flung Up to Heaven, respectively. Her awards don't stop there. For example, she was nominated for a 73 Tony Award as Best Supporting or Featured Actress for her role in Jerome Kitty's 1972 play, Look Away. Wow, what a talented person.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't know she was on Broadway.
I did know that.
Wow, what a talented person.
My main thing with her is what she came up from. Yeah, I don't know if you know, but when she was 8 years old, she was assaulted and raped by her mother's boyfriend. And she ended up telling her brother, who told the family. They convicted him and he was in jail for a day.
A day?
Why only one day?
I mean, this is back in the day.
The 70s. Back in the days, they didn't.
Way before the 70s. And
they didn't take this as seriously, obviously. Right.
But then the day after he got out, he got murdered. And they say it was like her uncles that did that. So she was mute. Yeah. She was mute for 5 years because
she didn't talk.
No, because she said that my voice killed him.
Wow, what a life!
And then she came out and did all this.
And if she was mute, the pain that she
that
she lived with, and it's very possible that the pain that she lived with she was able to eventually express it in all of her artistic works.
Which is why she came out as one of the best poets alive.
Yeah.
And I read that she actually never celebrated her birthday because it was the same day that Martin Luther King was assassinated, and out of respect, she never celebrated her birthday. And instead, she and Coretta Scott King would get on the phone every day on her birthday.
Wow, I didn't know that one either. That was not in my notes. Very good, Belgium Kim.
Little fun
you got some good
you have some good Maya Angelou facts. Well, today would have been her 90th birthday. Fabulous. One of the most famous poets in American history.
Yeah.
Right up there with Robert Frost.
Yeah.
Right up there with Robert Frost. All right, so what else is happening? By the way, everybody, we have 12 open lines. If this is an immigration show, so if you want to get your immigration questions asked and answered, now's a good time to call because you'll be first in line. The telephone number to call is 1-800-529-5465. If you call right now, I will. I don't think Yonathan Elias or Belgium Kim can answer those questions.
No.
Not yet.
I can ask them.
You can ask them. You can ask them very, very well, but you won't be able to answer them.
Camera? Why is our camera so... Look, where should I go? Look.
Yeah, you know what?
Or maybe do I go here?
Yeah,
let's fix it up.
I'm going to tell you something. Really, what it should be is before we start the show, not that I'm going to direct anybody, they should check the camera angles, right? All right, so... Yes. Aha!
Jilly Bean.
You know what? Jilly Bean coming right back at me. Nobody heard that. What she said in her defense was that I was a little late today, which is why we started late. Which is why we started late. We started the countdown at about 5:32. I walked back into the studio at 5:29, so we did not have time to check the camera angles. So thus, open mouth, stick foot in it, right?
Yeah.
All right. So 1-800-529-5465. That's the number to call. Also, please share with your friends and family. If you don't share with your friends and family, then I can't help anybody, and we can't have fun with other people, and it's just going to be this little crowd that we have right now.
Right.
So please share with your friends and family in the best way. Yonathan, yesterday I said unless you had your hand chopped off, you have fingers.
Yes.
Okay, and those fingers should be able to press a button to share to your friends and family to put it on your timeline. You could just share this right to your own timeline.
Yeah.
Okay. If everybody share it to your own timeline, right?
Yeah.
What's so hard about that?
Right.
And or share it into groups that you may be a part of, and let them know, and your group members know, your fellow group members, or your family, or your friends, or auntie, or grandma, whoever it may be. Let them all know. How's that? Let them all know that we are here to answer your immigration questions. But if you don't share and you don't tell anybody, then how would they even know this? Okay? You're not going to scream it out the window, right? That doesn't happen anymore.
No.
You all right? Nobody yells out the window. Remember, like the old days, hey, Sally, go put on the Facebook, watch Brad. They don't scream out windows anymore, right? Right. Remember, like in the old days, that people lived in the buildings. You saw it in the movies. They would scream out the windows at each other.
Like in Network, where everybody like raises the window.
Nobody does that anymore. But then again, there was the Facebook.
Right.
The Facebook.
That's how my mom says it.
Yeah, right. That's how my mom. That's how my father says it too. He goes, so how's the show on the Facebook?
Yeah.
I go, the show on the Facebook's going really well. Thank you very much.
Do you think they're hipsters about it? Because that was the original name?
The Facebook,
like
maybe.
They're super early on the bandwagon.
Maybe that's what it was.
Yeah. Meanwhile, they discovered who the woman was from the shooting. If those who watched yesterday, when we came on the air, there was an active shooter on the Google campus of YouTube. Originally, nobody knew what was going on.
Right.
Eventually, 3 people were shot. She killed herself. Her name is Nasim Najaf Agdam.
Wow.
She was identified as the woman who shot 3 people at YouTube's headquarters in California. She was in her late 30s. She lived in Southern California. She had purchased the gun lawfully. She was a YouTuber herself. Now, she was not a Muslim. Okay, it has a Muslim name, so people thought she was Muslim, but she was not. She was originally identified as a white woman. She's actually from the Baha'i religion from Iran, but she was here legally in the United States. I don't know if she was born here or not, but she was not here illegally. She was not an illegal immigrant or out-of-status immigrant. She lawfully obtained her gun license. She went to a range before the incident. She practiced her shooting at the range and then drove over to the YouTube campus and started firing at everybody.
That's horrible.
Now, the family of this woman reported her missing on March 31st. They must have realized that there was something was going wrong mentally with her, obviously. She also had told her family in the last couple of weeks that she hated YouTube. She hated YouTube because it was censoring her videos and paying her less money than she thought she deserved.
So that means she probably had like a lot of subscribers.
She had a lot of subscribers. She was a YouTuber.
Wow.
But her subscriber base was in Turkey and Iran. And she put on these weird videos, and apparently people thought of her as a joker YouTuber, not as like a serious YouTuber.
Right.
Because she put on all these weird, strange videos. But she had a bit of a following in that part of the world. But she was partially Persian, partially Turkish, partially English. She was not of Muslim faith. She was of Baha'i, which, if anybody knows, the Baha'i faith is the most peaceful religion.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's like having a monk come, who like takes, a vow of silence. I mean, monks, you can't be more peaceful than monks, and that's what type of religion she comes from. So we don't know why she did it, although apparently she was very angry at YouTube. Okay. Sometimes we get angry here at Facebook when our reach doesn't go, but I'm not going to go shoot anybody for it. I just said, you know what, tomorrow we'll do better.
Right.
Okay. So
and innocent people at that.
Yeah, crazy. So 3 people were in critical condition. 2 people were. No, I'm sorry. I take all that back. Again, read before you talk. Right. So 3 people were taken to Zuckerberg Hospital. The owner of Facebook that we're watching right now, his name is on the hospital there.
Right. Taking the YouTube shooting
Taking the YouTube victims to the Zuckerberg Hospital of Facebook in San Francisco. A man who's 36 years old, he remains in critical condition. A woman, 32, in serious condition, and a 27-year-old is in fair condition. And a 4th person had injuries, but not as a result of a gunshot. So now let's talk about the fallout of all of this. Okay. So everybody said terrorists first.
Right.
Of course.
Okay. Then Dana Rohrabacher, okay, he's a Tea Party guy. He comes out while the shooting is happening. Okay, okay? Or maybe the woman was just finished, we're not sure, but right around that 5 o'clock hour, he comes out on Fox Business on a live show, and he says, you know, everybody knows it could be an undocumented immigrant who's behind the shooting here at YouTube that's going on at their headquarters right now. And then went on to rail on that the reason why the shooting is happening is because of San Francisco's sanctuary city policies.
Wow.
So apparently, not the case, pal. And it's crazy because here is a situation where actually sanctuary cities save lives.
Right.
And the reason they save lives is think about it, okay? If you're living in a sanctuary city, okay, and you see something afoot, meaning something bad is happening, okay? Somebody's running down the street with a gun. There's a fire. Okay, I think somebody is dealing drugs next to me. I'd like to report him. I think this is a very unsafe area for, you know, whatever it is.
Right.
If you are a minority or you're an immigrant, whether you're documented or not, and now you're worried that every time you make a report to the police, they're going to start questioning your immigration status, maybe mistake you for somebody you're not, or if you're out of status, you're certainly not going to report anybody.
Right.
You're going to let people shoot up and down the street.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
The reason for sanctuary cities, one of the main reasons, is for public safety, so that everybody living there will report something is going on. Can you imagine if this woman went, instead of the Google headquarters, just went down the street into a minority neighborhood, started shooting up the place, and there was no such thing as a sanctuary city? You know what would happen? Nobody would call.
Right.
She would just keep shooting. Nobody would call the police. Hey, somebody's shooting. Because they're going to say, you know what? If I call, they're going to start questioning me. Were you the person who called? Yes, I was. Well, let me see your identification. Oh, you're illegal? Thanks for calling. We got the person. Now you're arrested. Now you're getting deported. So of course nobody's going to, you know. So the whole purpose of the sanctuary city is for safety, you moron.
It's crazy.
It's crazy. And guess what? Do you know what caused all of this? What caused all of this was a woman who was legal in America, whether she's a citizen or resident, I don't know, whatever she was, but she was legal in America. She legally purchased a gun, had a legal license to purchase a gun, was able to take this gun, drive around with this gun, was able to go to a gun range, practice shooting that gun for the purpose of going to shoot other people. Because she was an angry, crazy person. So Dana Rohrabacher, until you tell me that there's a psychiatric test that you can guarantee us 100% that person who takes this test will not shoot somebody, then there shouldn't be guns in anybody's hands. Period.
Absolutely.
There shouldn't be guns in anybody's hands. Because even if they're sane today, they could get insane tomorrow.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
So it's guns that are killing people. It's not people out of status. But people like to blame people.
Of course.
Okay? People like to blame people all the time. It's crazy. Crazy.
And it doesn't make any sense. Like, the people's arguments, they just don't make any sense. They don't hold any water.
And you know what also is? I'll tell you what also bugs me about this whole entire thing. Okay? The news, and it's not just Fox News, it's everybody. Okay? On all of these reports that the shooter... where it says Rohrabacher says the shooter was probably an undocumented alien, which obviously is not. Okay, in all of these reports, especially here, I'm just reading here in the New York Post. Okay, after it goes through this whole thing, and they're like, and then it says in response to Rohrabacher's, you know, statement that, you know, the shooter must be an illegal alien, an out of status alien. The New York Post says, police say the shooter was later identified as a white adult woman. So therefore, because she was a white adult woman, therefore she would not be an illegal alien. You know what I mean? So in other words, and this is the newspaper saying this, you know, and it's not even Fox News, and she's not even a white woman. But the point is that it just perpetuates the myth
Exactly.
that people of color,
Yes.
people with different skin colors, those are the people who are here illegally. It can't be somebody like Belgium Kim
Right.
here illegally.
Yeah.
Right.
All right.
Right.
Why can't Belgium Kim be here
And I'm
illegally?
not seen as an immigrant, even
Right.
though I
Right.
am an immigrant.
Correct.
Wow.
Correct.
And so, absolutely.
Do you look at yourself as an immigrant?
I mean, I was born in
You were-
California.
you were born in California,
so,
right.
but
Your parents
my
are.
parents are.
So how do people view you, or how do you view yourself?
I mean, when people find out exactly where my family's from, they basically, put me in the category of an immigrant.
Even though you were born in the United
Absolutely.
States.
Absolutely.
And Kim,
Right.
who is more fair-skinned than you. All right, I don't think we're. I don't think we're.
slightly.
I don't think
I
we're.
mean,
I don't think.
the sun and
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah. I mean, unless you just came
pretty
back.
close.
Unless you just came back from Miami for the last 6 weeks.
And I was stuck in Alaska.
Right now, Kim.
Yeah.
Okay, who was not born in the United
No, I'm
States.
not.
Kim was born in Belgium.
Correct.
Right?
Yes.
Did not immigrate to the United States until she was 12 years old.
Right.
Exactly.
And then when people speak to you, they think you're a born American.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I have never.
Nobody believes
And
I'm
you've never had.
I've never had to face those.
And you've never
those
had to.
issues.
And you've never had to face an issue where somebody questioned your patriotism to America,
Right.
or whether you're less American than somebody. Let me say something, Kim.
Yes.
crazy.
Okay. This is the reality.
Yeah.
He's more American than you.
And that's a fact.
It's a
You
fact.
Are.
And
you
I
are.
literally
It's a
get
fact.
questioned that
It's a fact.
every day.
It's a fact.
With new people that I meet every single time.
But that's the whole.
Unbelievable.
That to me is, yes, people got shot, and yes, this Rohrbacher's a moron, and
Right.
said yes, of course it's an illegal alien, and he says, that's why we have to get rid of sanctuary cities, and sanctuary cities save lives. They don't cause,
Yes.
and for that reason that I told you, and of all of the craziness. Of all of the craziness that happened, people getting shot, people getting killed, this guy, people yelling, get rid of sanctuary cities when this has nothing to do with immigrants, and people don't even understand what the purpose of a sanctuary city is. It's for everybody's safety.
Right.
Of all of the craziness, the craziest thing that nobody talks about.
Nobody's talking about
Nobody
it.
talks
Right.
about is that everybody
They're
say, well, she
calling her
can't, in response to Rohrbacher, she can't be an immigrant because she's a white woman.
White
Yeah.
woman. Like,
And here
nobody's
we
talking
are.
about that.
Here's a perfect example. Kim, immigrant.
White woman.
Yo-yo,
American.
American. But people say because your parents are Liberian, you're not
Ethiopian.
Ethiopian. Why do I have Liberian?
Liberian.
My friend's parents were Liberian. I had this whole conversation with them. Right, but
Right.
same part of the world, though.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
same part of the world.
So, it's sad.
Sad. This type of language. Now I'm reading here. Kim, this is Jill's take on it.
Okay.
Let me read Jill's take on it.
Ooh, I like
because
these.
she
Jill
is
has some hot
yeah.
takes.
This type of language used to be isolated to the most extreme elements of the Republican Party. Now it is standard campaign talk. All right, 1-800-529-5465. I have so much news here.
Yeah.
We can Wolf
I know.
Blitzer this show all
Look
day
how
long.
thick
All day.
this is.
Okay?
Yeah,
We
it's
can.
such a
I
thick packet.
will Wolf Blitzer this thing all day long. Okay? I promise you. I will Wolf Blitzer this thing for 2 hours. Unless people start calling right now with immigration questions.
There you go.
All right. The telephone number is 1-800-529.
love it.
What?
We know how much the
We
fans
know that
love it.
we know how the Brat Squad loves when I Wolf Blitzer the show.
Oh, man, oh,
All
man.
right, 1-800-529-5465. 1-800-529-5465. We do want to answer everybody's immigration questions. And by the way, Rona in Rockville, Maryland has been on hold about 8 minutes.
All right.
Ooh, Rona
Get it.
is.
Yeah,
so
but
strong.
otherwise there's 11 open lines.
Call up, y'all.
Yeah.
What the hell are you guys
All right,
thinking?
1-800-529-5465. Before we go to Rona, I just want to say one other thing that I found interesting in the news from a legal standpoint. Okay. Did you see this guy Mueller? He's the prosecutor, the special prosecutor, who's looking into this whole Russian investigation.
Yeah.
So he advised Donald Trump's one attorney, because nobody wants to work for Donald Trump. He has no attorneys anymore.
Right.
So I don't know, maybe he has 2 attorneys now. I don't
want to
know. So he advised President Trump, attorney, that President Trump is not a target of the criminal investigation at this point. he is continuing to investigate the president. And in private negotiations in early March about a presidential interview, Mueller described Trump as a subject of his investigation into Russia's interference, but not a target. A subject of the investigation, but not a target. So what does that mean? That means that at this moment, as of March, Mueller is not ready yet to bring charges against Trump.
Okay.
So
Once, I'll tell you what this all means in a second.
Okay.
Yeah.
Once Trump becomes the target, the next day, there's
There will be an
charges against him.
Right.
Okay. Right now, they're calling him. They're describing it as someone who is the subject of the investigation into the Russia's interference. So why would Mueller do that? Why do you think he would tell Trump's attorneys from a legal standpoint? Why do you think that Mueller would tell Trump's attorneys he's not a target, but he is the subject of the investigation?
Actually, I really want to know. I don't know why.
Well, given how reactionary Trump is, the fact that he has been told specifically that he is being investigated but not a target, is that something along the lines of Mueller would think that he wouldn't be as likely to then fire him?
Correct.
Because that's been the
Correct.
the thing?
Because Mueller, believe it or not, is hired by the Justice Department.
Right.
Okay? The Justice Department answers to President Trump.
Yeah.
Now, the Justice Department had to hire a special prosecutor and didn't do this themselves because it would be a conflict of interest. You can't go investigate your own boss.
Right.
Okay? So that's why this special prosecutor was hired. Okay. Now, there is a law that even if you are the president of the United States, you can't obstruct justice.
Right.
So in other words, you can't, walk into, I'll give you a perfect example, okay? You can't walk into a crime scene and start sweeping it up.
Right.
Okay, that would be
Right.
obstruction of justice.
Yes.
They're investigating this crime scene, and now you start sweeping it up.
Right.
Now there's no more crime scene anymore.
Right.
Okay, so if President Trump, because he has the right to fire anybody he wants, he can instruct the Justice Department to go fire Mueller.
Okay.
You hired Mueller, now you can fire him. And if the person at the Justice Department, who right now is in charge of the investigation over Mueller, who hired him, is Rothstein or Ronstein or something like that, some Steen, not a Bernstein,
Goldstein?
not a Bernstein, but some
all
other
that
Steen.
matters, though.
Yeah, it doesn't matter, some other Steen. And he says, okay, I'll fire him, and Trump is aware that he is the subject of an investigation. That's like walking into a crime scene and sweeping away all the evidence.
Gotcha.
So now that becomes obstruction of justice.
Right.
So the fact that he was to fire Mueller, even if Mueller finds nothing on
Right.
Trump, that's in of itself
yeah.
a crime.
So
You understand what I'm
right.
saying?
he's setting him up.
So Mueller set Trump up that if I
Got
get
it.
fired before this
He's-
investigation is over, you possibly have
Going
committed
down
a crime
anyway.
even if I find nothing wrong
Right.
with what you did.
Wow.
Wow.
So it ensures that he will probably go down either way then.
Well,
right?
if he
Unless
fires
Mueller comes up
Mueller,
with
if he
nothing.
fires Mueller, I would argue Trump committed a crime. Even
Right.
if he did nothing before that.
Right.
Because he's obstructing justice, because they said, you know what, you're the subject of an investigation and now you're fired.
So question.
makes
So
sense.
Right.
would he be able to fire him if he had said that he was the target?
Well, I think if they said he's the target, then they're going to bring charges against him. The fact that he's not the target means that no charges. They're not ready to bring charges against him.
Got
yet.
you. So
right.
that- so he couldn't say he
right.
was
So
the
what
target yet.
Trump is betting, is that they will never bring charges against him. They'll bring charges against other people. Somebody's going to go down. Okay, that they're going to bring charges against other people, but that the people who are going to go down will insulate Trump and no charges will be brought against him.
Right.
Wow.
Okay, if he fires Mueller, the legal argument is even if Trump did nothing wrong, okay,
Yeah.
it's like saying, you know what, Yo-Yo here goes and robs the bank,
Right.
okay, brings all the money back to the safe house, okay, and then Donald Trump, who had nothing to do with robbing the bank, walks in and takes the fingerprints off the money, so nobody knows it's yours. Right. So even if Trump had nothing to do with the Russia thing,
right?
Okay, he had nothing to do with the Facebook thing, the Analytica thing. There was no collusion, which is what he says. The fact that he fires Mueller would be obstruction of justice.
Absolutely.
Period. So that's why now Mueller's
crazy.
So if he fires Mueller, the only reason Mueller would ever be fired is Trump. That would be like Trump hitting the nuclear button.
Right.
Because he would be saying, you know what, I'm going down.
Yeah.
They got the goods on me. I'm firing him. So, I mean, and who knows what would happen at that point.
This is
it's going to get crazy.
This is
it will get crazy. I'm gonna you know what?
All of those shows.
Yeah, when they do, I'm no Trump fan by any way, all right? But when they write the history books of this, I mean, this is going to be
Lord.
what's going on in America right now is going to be like a 20-part miniseries.
Yeah.
Ken Burns is going to have a field
like
day.
a 20-part miniseries. Like every week, I'm like, there's a movie right here. Okay,
it's crazy.
Yeah.
The
crazy.
Stormy Daniels thing alone, the Russia thing alone.
Yeah, I mean everything. I mean, he's gonna have a lot of scripts. Trump. He'll probably be reading his scripts from a jail cell. But all right, 1-800-529-5465. Let's go to some immigration questions. All right, we're already 45 minutes into our show and haven't done what we're supposed to be doing,
We have not answered a single immigration question.
Not one single immigration question. All right, let's go to Rona. Rona, how are you?
Hello.
How are you?
I'm good.
What's going on?
I have a question, Brad. If my niece filed for her mother, right, and she has a 9-year-old daughter, can she come with her mother?
If your niece files for the mother.
Yeah.
All right. So,
and the mother have a 9-year-old daughter?
No, she cannot. So the only person coming is the mother. When the mother comes to the United States, the mother has to turn around and file for the 9-year-old. It'll take about 2 years.
Okay. Because somebody was telling me that last night, and I didn't believe it.
Nope, not true. Not true. Because what happens is people get confused all the time. When the niece files for the mother, she's filling out an I-130 visa petition for her. And on the application, one of the questions says, what's the name of your child? So everybody always believes, because I wrote the name of my child in, that child's going to be included. And they get shocked when they go to the embassy that the child doesn't get a green card.
So if her mother filed for her then, if my niece's mother filed for her and my sister have a 9-year-old child, then the child comes?
No. What's going to happen is the mother's going to come to the United States. The mother would have to leave the 9-year-old child behind, as sad as that is. As soon as the mother enters America, file an I-130, and the child will get a green card about a year and a half later.
So my father filed for me, and I brought my 2 kids. How did that happen?
Because you were over 21.
Because
you were over 21 years old, and it was a father filing for a child. Here you're calling up, that's a separate case than a child filing for a mother.
Oh, that's why I asked her if her mother filed for her instead of her daughter, would she be able to bring her younger child with her?
Yes, but it's going to be a 7-year wait. It's faster when the child files for the mom. It's only a 1-year wait. And then the mom files for the 9-year-old. It's only a year and a half. Everybody's here in 2.5 years versus the mom filing and everybody's waiting 7 years.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
And what I would suggest is hold on or have them call me because I'll give them some ideas of what they can do to at least alleviate some of the pain of the separation for the year and a half.
Okay, I'm in Maryland. They're in New York, so I'll have them call you.
Yes. Okay, fabulous. Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right.
Bye-bye.
1-800-529-5465. That's 1-800-529-5465. We're at the point of the show where we take your immigration questions. 1-800-529-5465. Let's go to Ricky in Chicago, Illinois. Ricky.
Hello, sir.
How are you?
Good. How are you today?
Fabulous. What's going on?
I already passed my NCLEX exam here in Illinois, and I'm also a registered nurse in the Philippines.
Great.
But I overstayed my visa here.
What kind of visa?
I'm trying to... I'm sorry, sir?
What kind of visa did you overstay?
A tourist visa, sir.
Okay. You know about the CGFNS, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so you have to get the CGFNS visa screen. You have parents here?
Yes, sir.
You have your parents here. What are your parents' status here?
I don't know about her, sir. Yeah.
No, Ricky. We're not talking the same language here. Slow down a second, okay? Are your parents in America?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
My mom.
Your mom. Okay. Do you know what your mom? Does she have a green card? Is she a citizen?
I don't.
Ricky.
Because she did not told me, sir, about.
You don't know. You don't talk to your mom?
Yeah.
You don't talk. So you have no relationship with your mom.
It's been an on and off, sir, because she left me something like 1 year old, and then she will not told me. Yeah.
Right. Where's your dad?
I'm sorry, sir.
Where's your father?
He already died, sir.
Okay.
I think almost 2 months or 1 month, something.
I'm sorry to hear that. And
Thank you.
Was your dad in America or he was in the Philippines?
No, sir.
He was in the Philippines.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And are you married? Are you single?
Single, sir.
Okay. So I think, Ricky, what you need to do, as you know, hurtful as it is inside, is you need to reach out to mom. And you got to find out what her status is, because you're going to need her help to get a green card, unless if you want to get if you want to go through a job sponsorship as a registered nurse. And the reason why you're going to need her help is this: once you overstay on your visa, and how long have you overstayed? Let me ask that question before I tell you.
Something like 3 years, something.
Okay, fine. All right.
Sir, I already my credentials already screened by CGFNS, and then I take the NCLEX. I passed the NCLEX last December 29 here.
Okay, so that doesn't change what I'm going to tell you. Okay, so now it's time to listen. Okay, so this is the issue. Okay, let's assume you find a hospital or a nursing home or some other medical facility to sponsor you as a registered nurse. I'm going to assume you have that. And I'm going to assume you've passed all your tests. Wonderful, congratulations. You have your CGFNS visa screen. You took your test of English as a foreign language. You got your visa screen, so you have all the credentials to do a job sponsorship as a registered nurse. Your problem is that you overstayed on your visitor's visa. So because you overstayed on your visitor's visa, at the conclusion of the case, you would have to go back to the Philippines to get your green card. And if you go back to the Philippines to get your green card, you can't come back for 10 years. Now, okay, so for you to get sponsored in a job, no one's going to do it, and you're not going to do it, for you to go home and get stuck for 10 years. Not going to happen. Okay, so now, how do you avoid that? Okay, you avoid that by contacting your mom. That's how you avoid it. Okay, and you're going to say, hey, mom, you have a green card? Are you a citizen? Because if your mom has a green card or is a citizen and she got a green card in a category that could have included you, and her application started before 1998, guess what? You're grandfathered in, you can pay a penalty fee, even if you never spoke to your mom since you were 1 year old. So we want to find out, maybe you're grandfathered in, you can pay a penalty fee. Okay. Number two, if you're not and mom is legal, you can do a provisional waiver through your mom. Provisional waiver waives the 10-year bar. You show hardship to your mom, and then you get a waiver, and then you go home, and then you come back in 2 weeks with your green card. Either way, you're going to need mom's help. So I think you're going to have to reach out to mom.
Yeah, I'm thinking, sir. Because she's been here maybe 10 years something, and she did not. I don't know if
maybe she's out of status. Right, maybe she's not. But you got to find out. That's the first step, and then we'll take it from there. All right, hold on. Maybe you want to have a consultation. Okay, hold on. All right, 1-800-529-5465. Here's the time of the show where I have to remind everybody, because I see our shares are very, very down. Okay? We're like, you know what we're like? We're like Amazon right now. I think Donald Trump is tweeting, you know, Amazon is run by stupid people, and I'm waiting for his tweet to say the Brad Show's run by stupid people, and our shares are all down. Okay? So please share with your friends and family. Sharing is caring. All right, I've never seen a president bash more American companies and say he's like the pro-business guy.
Right.
You know, the only people, by the way, I'm going to tell you something. The only people who seem to not get bashed by President Trump, and by the way, share please share this with your friends and family, are anyone who owns a lot of real estate,
Yep.
Stormy Daniels, and Vladimir Putin. That seems to be the only people not in his wrath.
Only one.
All right, everybody else is fair game.
Yeah,
Unity.
I kind of feel like if Trump tweeted about us, it would be
Right.
like a ringing endorsement for our show. Like,
be okay.
yeah, please say
I'll
we're
be okay with
terrible.
it.
Yeah. Please share this on the White House Facebook page.
Right.
All right.
Those
Ask
immigrant
President
helpers.
Trump. Wouldn't that be great if people start sharing this? Is there a White House Facebook page?
Yes, there is absolutely.
Wouldn't that be
a
great
White
that we
House
start
Facebook
sharing
page.
this on the White House Facebook page?
Ooh.
I'm going to go share it to the White House
Yes.
Facebook page right this
All
second.
right.
Right
Let's
now.
go
That's
to
fantastic.
Marcia in Long Island. Marcia.
Hi, good
How are
day.
you?
I'm fine, thank you. I wanted to ask you a question.
Yes.
Pertaining to, all right, so my husband is on filing and he got an email to say to upload his documents. He's in Jamaica.
Mm-hmm.
His father filed for him. However, he's now doing his police record and stuff. Can you give me a time frame? How long would it take him for him to be in the United States?
Who's sponsoring him?
His dad.
His dad. What's the dad's priority date? You know what? You know when the dad filed for him?
2007.
2007. So when you say he's uploading his documents, what do you mean by uploading his documents to the National Visa Center? You're saying?
Yes, because, well, when I checked online for his EAC number, nothing was updated
Well, it's not
in the
as
system.
it would be a KNG number.
Oh, it's now a KNG
Yeah,
number.
because he's at the
So
National
what-
Visa Center. You're not checking USCIS anymore. Okay, so what's going to happen is,
Oh.
all right. So I don't know where you are because there's a lot of documents that get uploaded. Okay, but once you complete the affidavits of support and the biographic data, and you submit all your documents, including the police reports and everything else, you figure it'll take the National Visa Center, assuming you do everything right. It'll take the National Visa Center about 60 to 90 days to review. Then they send it down to Jamaica, and then another 60 to 90 days for an interview. So that's basically the time frame. I'm just not sure where we are in this process.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Thank you
You're
so
very
much.
welcome. And if you need help
Alrighty.
or he needs help, give us a call. And I'll tell you why. Because for 2007 priority date, unless he's married, he should have been here about 5 years ago.
Well, that is it. He was married, so.
And is he still married?
We were on it.
He's
we're
divorced
now divorced.
How long ago did you get divorced?
Last year.
Okay. All right. So you should be here shortly.
Okay, then.
All right.
Thank
By the
you.
way, you can't go back and marry him if that's what you thought in the back of your mind, because then they're gonna yell fraud. All right. So don't do
I
that.
know,
All
I know.
right. All right.
Okay,
And
thanks.
if he needs help, tell him to call us. All right.
I will.
All right.
will. Thanks.
You're welcome. 1-800-529-5465. That's 1-800-529-5465. Please share this to the White House page. Please share this to the State Department. Please share this to Jeff Sessions. Jeff Sessions would love to watch this as well. Dana Rohrabacher's congressional page. Please share this. Please share this as well there too. Now we are getting like militant here on the Brad Show Live. All right. Now that I got Yonathan here, we're getting militant. We mean business. And then also please share this on grandma's page, your aunt's page, your best friend's page. Let them know that we're here to help you. 1-800-529-5465. Raul in Upper Darby, Pennsylvania.
Hello?
Raul, how are you?
Hello. Hi, how you doing? I'm good.
What's going on?
Yes, I have a question. Like, I applied for my citizenship, and I had an interview on this month on April 16.
Right.
And last week I got a ticket for violation, like traffic violation. I ran through the stop sign.
Oh my gosh.
So, yeah, if I paid the ticket, then I'll get the 3 points. So I like to fight with the court, so that's why I'm not going to get points. So is there going to be issue in my citizenship, do you think?
Now, being a bad driver doesn't make you not a good citizen. All right? It just makes you a bad driver. Okay, don't run stop signs anymore, so you won't lose your license.
This is my
You're fine. You're fine.
time,
When you go for your swearing in, they're going to say, "Do you have any issues?" You bring the summons just so you're not lying or anything, but it has no bearing on you becoming a citizen.
Okay, and also I have another question. Like, I applied for my wife as a green card holder, I-130,
right?
Like last year on February 22nd, 2017, and still I didn't get approved from California Service Center.
Right.
So, do you think if I be a citizen,
Yes.
can I upgrade my status?
Yes, you can.
Then it'll be
a lot faster.
And
it will go a lot faster.
it will be a lot faster.
Correct. Where's your
Okay.
wife? What country?
Bangladesh.
Bangladesh. So what you're going to do is you have a receipt notice from the California Service Center, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So when you get your naturalization certificate, you're going to take a photocopy of it. You're going to staple it to a photocopy of the receipt notice. You're not going to send anything original. You're going to send a photocopy of the receipt, a photocopy of your naturalization, and a quick letter. Here's the case number. Here's the receipt. Here's the naturalization. I'm the petitioner. Here's the name of the beneficiary. Please upgrade it. And then your wife will get here a lot faster.
Okay. Thank you.
Right,
You guys
thank
are the best.
All right. Appreciate it. Tell your friends to watch, all right?
Yeah, sure.
Appreciate it. All right. 1-800-529-5465. Let's go to Michelle in West Palm Beach, Florida. Michelle.
Hi.
Hi, how are you? How you doing?
I'm good. I got married last year. I have a 6-year-old son in Jamaica, and I'm just about to put in papers for my husband is about to put in papers for me and my son. My son is not really happy in Jamaica, so I was planning on taking him for the summer. Is it okay if I keep him?
Well, you can't come up here on a visitor's visa for the purpose of getting a green card, so it's never okay to keep him if that's the purpose. If he comes up as a visitor and you haven't filed for your green card and he hasn't filed for his green card, and he comes up as a visitor to visit and he has a valid visitor's visa, and then he happens to stay more than 90 days, and you say, you know what, my son's very happy with me here, I don't want to send him home, and then the whole family applies for a green card at that point, that should be okay. But if you're going to call me on our show and say, I'm applying for my green card and I'm going to bring my son up on a visitor's visa, I'm going to keep him and apply for his green card too, that's fraud. Got the difference? And
no, I don't understand you.
Then you need a consultation. Hold on. I can't explain it any better than that. 1-800-529-5465. Let's go to Sammy in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Sammy. 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 I don't know what happened to Sammy. Let's try Sammy again. Sammy!
Hello?
How are you, Sammy?
Hello?
Sammy.
Yes, it's Sammy.
How are you?
I'm good.
What's going on?
All right, I have a question.
Okay, I got an answer.
All right, that's good. So my stepdad filed for me as a unmarried daughter of a U.S. citizen some time ago, and I got married after that, but got a divorce. So I'm here in the States and I'm adjusting status. And of course, the gentleman I was married to, we have a child, and he's trying to get back together. Would we be able to get back together?
Wait. You got divorced from this man. You have a child, and you got divorced, and you got your green card through your father. Is that your answer? Is that your question?
Yes.
Okay.
Now, my mom's husband.
Okay. Now, when your mom's husband filed for you, you were married and got divorced, so you can go into the faster category?
No. When he filed, I wasn't married, and then I got married after that. While the filing is still pending, and divorced.
Okay. And
then a visa became available, and I opted to adjust status.
Okay.
After that.
So if you marry this man again and are going to file immigration paperwork for him, they may consider that fraud because they're going to say you divorced to go into the faster category. If you're marrying him because you just love the guy and he's going to figure out his own immigration status, or he has no immigration problem, then be my guest, go marry him.
So if he's not here in the States, you're saying if we get married, I can't take him here?
I'm saying that they will say that's fraud because you jumped the line. In other words, you can't, you were married and you were in the F3 category. The F3 category is a 15-year wait to get a green card. Okay? So during that process of you waiting 15 years to get a green card, you got divorced. As soon as you get divorced, you go from the F3 category to the F1 category. When you go to the F1 category, you're now the unmarried daughter of a U.S. citizen, meaning your stepfather. That wait is only 6 or 7 years. So now you got your green card in a 6-7 year process instead of a 15-year process because you got divorced. Now you come to the United States and now you turn around and file for you get remarried to the man that you got divorced from and then file for him and then want to bring him here. What the government's going to say is that was a sham divorce. You didn't get divorced because you were not in love. You got a divorce to jump the line for immigration. And now you have a problem and he has a problem. So what I would suggest, you understand? So what I would suggest let me just finish my sentence and then I'm happy to talk with you. What I would suggest is that he find a different route to get a green card than through you.
Oh, so it doesn't matter that the original filing was for me when I was not married, and it so happened that I got married.
When you drop from F3 to F1, and then remarry the man that you were married to, it doesn't matter when the marriage happened, they're going to yell fraud, especially Donald Trump.
Okay.
Hold on. All right, hold on. 1-800-529-5465. If you're shy, there's a lot of not shy people these days, okay? We're going to get to everybody. But if you're shy, talk to Kim on Facebook. Talk to Yonathan on Facebook. Say, hey, ask Brad a question. We're going to get to all your Facebook questions in about, I don't know when, but in a few minutes, so just keep watching. All right? I don't have a time frame here, but I promise you we'll get to it, all right? Let's go to Tim in Miami, Florida. Tim.
Hi, how are you?
How are you?
Good. I got a question. I got my I-765 been pending for more than 140 days. What should I do on that case?
You have an I-765 pending for 140 days?
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know what you, it depends. What are you basing the I-765 on?
I got married and my wife filed for me and I filed the I-765.
Okay, well, the answer is I don't have the answer because they are taking about 120 days. They're at 140 now. If you did everything perfect, you should be getting the work permit. If you did something in error, and I don't know whether you did or didn't, then you're not getting the work permit. That's really what it comes down to. So before I tell you what to do, I got to see what you did. All right? So I think the best bet would be, did you get any receipts back that you were missing documents or anything?
Yeah, I got a request for initial evidence, but I did send it back.
When did you send it back?
Since January.
Since January. Count 140 days from January because that's what your problem is. That's why you didn't get it. When you get you don't need a consultation. I'm going to tell you exactly what happened. If you file paperwork and you didn't do it right, they're going to send you back a letter for additional evidence. So you filed paperwork, you didn't do it right. They sent you back a letter for additional evidence. That case never left the mailroom to start the processing of the work permit, even though you may have fingerprinted beforehand, until you complete the case properly. So count about 120 days from the day they received your documents, then call me if you didn't get your work permit.
All right, thank you, Brad.
You're very welcome. All right. Which is why Brad should be doing it, or a good lawyer should be doing it. You would have had your work permit already. 1-800-529-5465. Let's go to Nicole in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Nicole.
Hi.
How are
you? Good evening. I'm good. I'm just asking a random question.
Random question.
You have your boyfriend or girlfriend, whatever. You get married, and like a week after he takes off or she takes off, you're not hearing anything from him, nothing at all. What's the process you take? The steps? Do you get a divorce, or what the step you can take from there?
Are you talking about for immigration?
Yeah.
Well, unless there was abuse, he punched you in the face, God forbid, and then took off, then there's abuse. Maybe he was so extreme emotionally abusive to you over a 1 week period. I can't imagine that would be, because extreme emotional abuse would have to be over a longer period. But maybe it happened. Short of abuse, there's nothing you can do. He disappeared. End of marriage. Get divorced and find another way. Unless there was abuse. That's
but
really
there was no abuse.
So then you're in a dead marriage. You got married, it didn't work out. Get divorced, move on.
Okay.
All right, that's
Thank
basically
you.
All right. Let's go to Marie in Orlando, Florida. Marie.
Hi.
Hi, how are you?
Good evening. So a friend, daughter, under 18 years of age, came up here, came up here, whatever date it was, and 3 months later, they did an adjustment to status.
All right.
They already did the fingerprint sometime in December, but have yet to hear. So the reason I'm calling is that I got a little bit concerned when I heard your answer earlier, where you said the lady should wait like at least 90 days after.
Right.
So I think the exact date the paperwork went in was exactly 90 days when the child entered the country. But unfortunately, the 6 months have already passed.
Okay. So let me tell you. Let me tell you what the law is, because all I can tell you is the law. Okay. And then you're a smart lady, hopefully, and you'll figure it out. Okay. So let me tell you what the law is. Law says that if you entered the United States and file an adjustment application within the first 30 days of your entry, the law presumes you committed fraud. You're a dead duck. If you file your adjustment application between day 31 and day 90, and this was filed on day 90, there is something called a rebuttable presumption that you intended to come to the United States to get your green card. Why they call it a rebuttable presumption instead of a presumption, because it's a presumption, 0 to 30, it's a presumption, there's nothing you can do. A rebuttable presumption means they presume it, but we're willing to hear from you so you could explain to us why you came to America with the intention of visiting and changed your mind. So as long as there is a valid reason why you came to America to visit and then changed your mind, then they would have to accept that rebuttable presumption. Why I tell everybody wait more than 90 days, that you don't have to be questioned about it.
Okay.
Okay? And if you need help, hold on. All right? 1-800-529-5466. We'll eventually, Yonathan and Kimberly, they're like talking on their phone. Yonathan's like, yeah, pal, I'm doing nothing here. This is the best gig in the world. They literally pay me here to sit here and stare at the ground and do nothing. All right? I won't be, I'll be at the bar, I'll meet you there in about 45 minutes. All right? That's what he was just texting. I promise you, we're going to work these people, Yonathan and Kim. Let's just get through. We're ready. Are you ready? We're gonna speak to Will. We're gonna speak to Dennis first from Dallas, Texas, and then Will from New York, and then we're going to get to our Facebook questions, all right? How's that?
That sounds fantastic.
All right. So get ready.
We here.
Okay.
Right.
Now off camera, what I guarantee you, Yonathan's going to stand up and start stretching. Okay, getting ready for his. He's going to start stretching. Do his best Gene Simmons. Is it Gene Simmons? Who was that guy?
Gene Simmons.
Richard Simmons. Gene Simmons was Kiss. Right. Gene Simmons was the guy who put the mask on his face. Right.
And the crazy time.
Right. It was Richard Simmons. Right. All right. So let's go to. Dennis in Dallas. Dennis,
hello.
How are you?
Yes, I'm doing good, sir.
What's going on?
By the way, I'm #1 fan of yours.
Oh, thank you.
Yes, I came in as an F1 student.
Right.
And one thing or the other, I fell out of status. I am trying to reapply for reinstatement. And anyway, I was trying to find a good reason as to why I did not apply on time. Because that's part of the requirement. You have to report why you did not apply on time.
So you want me to tell you what your good reason is?
Yes.
I have no idea what your good reason is. It's whatever your reason was. I'll tell you a lot of times people's reasons are, I have no idea. But, generally people fall out of status because they can't afford to go to school. All right. So was that the reason why? I don't know.
The reason was because I couldn't get to the school on time.
Okay.
So I didn't register.
So you couldn't? Why you didn't get to the school on time? I don't know. Is the trains broken? I mean, did you lose your ticket? I don't know. So what we should do is have a consultation, okay, and then we'll figure it out. All right. So hold on 1 second. All right. I can't come up with this good reason. I can't make stuff up. Yeah, how can I make stuff up? Tell me what the best reason is. All right, well, this is it. All right, I got to New York, okay? I got to New York, and when I went to the carousel, some guy said, hey, you need a ride into the city. He says, yeah, sure. And I got in the car, and I was kidnapped. I swear to God, they tied me up. I was kidnapped. I couldn't get to the school on time, and now I got released. It's a good reason. It's a good story, right? But that doesn't. I can't make up. In all honesty, I can't. Dennis, I can't make up a story for you. So whatever the reason is.
But he's a big fan, so.
Yeah, but thank you. But whatever the reason is, we will help you describe it and put it in the best light possible to give you the best opportunity to get reapproved. All right, let's go to Will in New York. Will.
Yes, hi.
How are you?
Good afternoon, sir. I'm good. Thank you for accepting my call.
You're welcome.
My question is, I came here when I was 14 years old.
Right.
By a petition filed by my father. Within that same year, my dad became a U.S. citizen. However,
let me ask you a question. How old are you?
Yes.
How old are you?
I'm 36 now.
So you were born what year?
I was born in 81.
You were born in 81.
Yes.
Okay, so you were over 18 in February 2001. You were already 18 years old.
Correct.
In February 2001. So
I missed it by a few months.
Okay, I'm just doing the math in my head, and I'm not good at math. So now you fall under the old immigration laws. Your dad was a citizen prior to you turning 18. Where's your mom?
My mom was at a different country at the time.
Was your dad ever married to your mom?
No, they were never married.
So unfortunately, you are not a citizen under the law.
Based on that.
Okay.
Well, my question is, further question is, when I turned 20, I went to prison.
Okay.
As a result of a poor choice I had made.
Right.
I was facing deportation, but I was granted a cat relief.
Mm-hmm.
Since I have been granted the cat relief, I'm now back in New York, with the family and everything.
Right.
Got married.
Good.
Got a bachelor's degree and work for a local government agency.
What did you go to jail for?
A weapon possession.
A weapons possession.
Correct.
And you had a green card.
I had a green card.
From what year?
From 96 until 2002.
Oh, so the weapons possession happened within the first 5 years of your entry to America?
No, the 5 years had already passed.
Okay.
But I was granted CAT. But
I understand what. By the way, for everybody who doesn't know what CAT is, besides being a feline, it also stands for Convention Against Torture. So Will. Although he was deportable, and the judge says, I'm going to deport you, the government, even with Donald Trump as president, but this was before Trump, but even today, no one's going to deport you if you can prove that you're going to be tortured if you go back to your home country, whatever that country may be. So Will was able to prove that, so even though he's deportable, he's living in America. And your question, I could already read your mind, is how do I go from CAT to get back my green card?
Exactly. Right. I am desperately dying. I need to get back my legal status. I want to travel. I want to take my family overseas.
The answer is you need to reopen your case, but you need to reopen your case with new facts. So
what? With new facts?
I said not no facts, new facts. Okay.
New facts.
I don't know what the new facts are. Okay. I'll tell you what new facts could possibly be. New facts are going to be one of two. Okay. One, your lawyer or the judge screwed up and you were entitled to something that you didn't get. Or two, you were able to go back to the criminal court, vacate your conviction, and now you don't have a criminal record anymore. It's going to be one of those two. All right? So you're desperate. I don't know if I can help, but it's certainly worth a consultation, and we go from there. All right?
Yeah, well, even the immigration judge had said that if I was to get a pardon, I can reopen the case back.
That is very true.
I have a pardon in front of the governor's desk. Right. How do I go about putting some pressure on this man to get me a pardon?
Right. Go find his biggest donor. Okay? Politicians, all about money. All right? Go find whoever donates the most money to him. Go speak to them. All right? But also try to vacate the conviction, too. All right? It's worth trying. So hold on one second. All right? Hold on. All right. 1-800-52... Oh, Sean's been waiting a long time, too. What do we do here? What should we do? Do Sean.
Yeah, I think we got to get to Sean
Do
if
Sean.
he's been waiting a long time.
Do Sean.
I want to do super quick programming note. We're having some issues on our Bradshaw live stream.
Even though we just changed.
It's not the internet, it's definitely Facebook, because if you head over to our Spar Bernstein stream, it is going without a hitch. So family, if you're having issues on Bradshaw Live, switch over to Law Offices of Spar and Bernstein. It is going
because we have a dedicated tunnel now.
We have
it's
our
not
own line.
It's not like the fastest internet. It's like our own private tunnel.
Right.
Okay, so nobody in the Facebook world can ever accuse the Bradshaw Live of not having enough bandwidth.
So it's not
we would be able. Our tunnel is so big.
Yes.
Our data tunnel is so big. Okay. Yeah, you're supposed to say, how big is it?
How big's your tunnel, bro?
How big is this tunnel?
I'm so worried about how big your tunnel
The
is.
entire Brad squad could hold hands this way, walk through the tunnel, and still have plenty of room to go dance right through.
Now, is it an underground
It's
tunnel?
underground. It goes up. It goes down. It's in the air. This is a huge tunnel.
So it's not our fault, guys.
It is not our fault.
Definitely not us.
Oh my God! All these people are calling. Oh yeah. What do we do?
Oh,
All right.
So many people to help.
So many
little
people
time.
to help. Sean in West Hempstead.
Hello, hey Brad.
How are you?
Sean Chen.
What's going
How
on?
you doing?
What's going on?
I want to file for the citizenship, like
Yes.
you said. I want to go all the way with the process, right?
Right.
What I want to ask you, how long will it take to get my I-511 stamp on my passport? Because I need that done immediately, kind of, sort of.
Well, it depends why. You need to travel. You can go do it tomorrow. If not, it'll take about two months.
But I can't because I didn't file an I-90 form. They have to see that I filed that, though, right? Remember?
Of course.
Yeah, so if I get things going with you guys, how long will it take to get the stamp? Like, what do you think, 30 days, 60 days, 90 days?
Well, we can file, you can get a receipt, and we can send you down for an info pass appointment and get a stamp. 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, I don't know. Somewhere in that area. Hold on. All right, let's go to Andre in Westmoreland, Jamaica. Andre.
Yes, I was trying to find out, would I be able to travel again, being I had a criminal case before? Would I be able to get American papers again?
What was the criminal case?
It was a gun charge.
You had a green card?
Yes.
You were deported?
And I was married.
Mm-hmm. We would need to take a look at those records and see. How long ago were you deported?
It's been almost 10 years. Next year I'll make it 10 years.
When was your criminal conviction?
It was in 2002 to 2009.
All right, so but the conviction was 2002.
Yeah, I got caught up in the 9/11 trap.
All right. So I don't know what the 9/11 trap is, but we'll leave that aside.
When Bush changed the law.
Doesn't even matter. But I just want to know what you were convicted of. You were convicted of possession. Was that your only conviction ever in your life?
No.
What else were you convicted of?
I had a probation charge for I think it was I can't even remember. It's been so long. I had a probation charge before where I did 5 years probation.
All right. Was it drugs?
Yeah, it was.
Okay, so if it's drugs, you're not going to be able to come back. I was actually somewhat hopeful until we discovered it was drugs. But if you want us to take a look at everything, I'm happy to. But once I hear drugs, it's going to be problematic.
Okay, I wouldn't even bother then because once you say it's drugs, it's over with.
Drugs, it's over with. Correct.
So it doesn't even matter the amount or nothing.
It doesn't matter the amount or nothing.
Okay. All right. Well, thanks a lot.
All right. Sorry about that.
All right.
All right. Let's go to Murad in Yonkers, New York. Murad.
Hello. Good afternoon.
How are you,
Brian?
Murad?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. What's going on?
I have a small question. I'm a green card holder.
Yes.
And I have my citizenship interview coming soon. What should I tell my examiner about my wife's status because she overstayed her visa, and I already filed the I-130 for her?
The truth.
Yeah, just say like overstayed her visa.
Yeah, the truth. They already know she exists. You filed the I-130 for her.
Yeah, and is that going to be a problem for my case or?
No, it's not a problem for your case. It won't be a problem for her. Just tell the truth.
All right. Thank you so much.
You're very welcome. All right. 1-800-529-5465. That's the number to call. 1-800-529-5465. As Kimmy said, we are having problems on our Facebook live page, the Bradshaw live page. As soon very interesting. As soon as I said, let's go tell the White House about our show. Very interesting. You know, I don't know if you believe in like the Snowden effect.
I do.
You believe in the Snowden thing?
Absolutely.
It's possible.
Absolutely believe in the Snowden thing.
It's possible. It's possible. Because as soon as I said...
They can do whatever they want.
As soon as they can do whatever they want to us.
Yeah.
They're not going to shut us up.
That's right.
Our days.
Never stop.
Never stopping us. All right, what's on Facebook?
Other than the tried and true Brad squad sticking it out on the Glitchy Brad Show live page. They're like, I will not leave. I don't care how much it buffers.
Yes. The Glitchy Brad page, the Glitchy page. Well, by the way, I never said hello to people today. Hello. We went right into Martin Luther King. All right.
It was a big news day.
Yes.
So we've got a question from Chelsea Boss. Chelsea says, my friend's case was denied because of a lack of evidence. The immigration asked her to leave. Could she get remarried and then file again?
Immigration asked her to leave, but she wasn't deported, then yeah, there's always a possibility as long as she wasn't ordered deported.
All right, I got Reginald Amara. Hi, Brad. I did my fingerprints for my citizenship since October 10th. I didn't get a letter for my interview yet. What should I do? 120 days has passed already.
120 days since you filed your citizenship?
Yes.
Sit and wait. It takes about 9 months.
Sweet Destiny says, I've got a follow-up question about something that I asked last week. I'm wondering, when a green card holder files for a 19-year-old, how long does that actually take to go through?
I assume it's your kid. It's about 18 to 24 months, but as soon as that kid turns 21, it's turning into 7 years. Hopefully they get here before they turn 21.
All right, I got one from the gorgeous Stacey Ann Hodge. If someone filed 7 months ago and he still doesn't have his work permit and hasn't heard anything from USCIS, is something wrong?
Yes.
So
10 months?
7 months.
Yes, something's wrong. Yes.
So what should we do?
Brad, 7 months I'm waiting for my work permit. Help.
That doesn't seem that difficult.
Right,
that's what you do. Really easy for people, Brad.
That's what you do.
Tanya says, will immigration ask for past medical records of a person applying for a green card?
No, you're going to have to go take your own medical exam by an immigration doctor. The only time they would ask for past medical records is if you have some communicable disease or some mental incapacity that would prevent you. You're insane. Okay, and they want to see that you're not insane, because if you have certain mental incapacities and certain communicable diseases would bar you from getting a green card. But generally, it's all going to be just on the doctor that you go to.
All right, I have a pretty long one right now.
Okay. Ready.
Ahmed. All right, so hi, Brad. Recently, Trump is looking to implement a new law that seeks to punish immigrants who get cash assistance, food stamps, or earn tax credit, like the tax refund that low-income people get. So if this rule is adopted by USCIS, will this only impact people who seek to adjust their status, or will it affect also conditional green card holders who filed I-750? Because he just filed his I-751 and didn't get the tax refund this year, but never got food stamps or cash assistance.
Yeah, it's only going to affect people in applications where you have to do the I-864 affidavit of support. So it would affect you on an adjustment of status application. When you do the I-751, you're not doing another affidavit of support. It won't affect you. It also won't affect you on citizenship.
Curvins says, what should I do if my I-765 has been pending for over 160 days? That was a different question than yours, right?
Yeah, it was.
160 days. You haven't gotten it. I think it's time for you to call a lawyer.
It's about that time.
Right. Don't wait anymore.
Don't wait. I don't know. What should I do at 160 days?
Right.
It's 1 year you've been waiting, and it's a 120-day process.
Right.
Wait longer. Wait another 160 days.
Right. That seems completely nonsensical.
It seems like you're doing something wrong.
There's something wrong.
Something is an error.
Something is amiss.
Correct.
All right. Carla Harris. Hey, Brad. My question is, I've been married since 2010. I got my green card from my U.S. citizen husband back in 2012. We filed for our divorce in 2018, and I filed for my citizenship in January. If I remarry, will I be able to file an I-130 for a new spouse?
As long as you're a citizen, yes, no problem.
There you go. That was nice and easy.
That was quick. You are flying through these.
I like my little cuts.
Yeah, that's right. I felt in danger there for a hot second.
I got you.
Maureen had a question yesterday about her sister. Her sister being filed for by mom.
Right.
But sister was receiving food stamps. Oh no, I'm sorry. Mom was receiving food stamps and such. Mm-hmm. Maureen went back and talked to mom last night, and mom said she's not receiving any government assistance. Okay. Is there going to be any issue when she's filing for her daughter then?
No, unless the daughter unless she doesn't get any money, make enough money. So you still have to give an affidavit of support. If you don't make 125% above the poverty level, you'll have a problem. But no food stamps, no government assistance, great. Good for you. Good for you. All right, let's do this, Kim and Yonathan.
What up?
All right, what up? Is that what you just said?
Yep.
What up?
What up?
All right, so let me tell you what up. Let me tell you what up. All right. So you heard about the bridge collapse in Florida a few weeks ago, right?
Yes, in Miami.
In Miami. It was at the Florida International University in Miami, FIU.
Yes.
Okay, the good old fighting FIU. I don't even know if they have a team there, but if they do, great. Unfortunately, about 6-9 people either lost their life or even got severely injured. Yeah. People who were working on the bridge, people who were just minding their own business and driving underneath the bridge got crushed. So Jake Hudnut's here, and a lot of people are talking about, wow, the accidents and the injury cases.
Yeah.
But you know what no one's talking about?
What?
There very well may be criminal charges brought against people for that.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Really?
so Jake Hudnut's here. He's not here at the moment, but he was here, and he talked to me about it, about what potentially can be looked at in terms of turning this into a crime scene.
Wow.
Let's watch.
Wow.
So I'm here with Jake Hudnut. He's one of our fabulous criminal defense attorneys here at Spar and Bernstein, along with Paul Hirsch and David Moreno. Jacob, thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
We're going to be discussing today the Florida bridge collapse. I know a lot of people have seen and heard about it. It's a horrific accident that happened on the southernmost portion of US 41, right by Florida International University, actually at Florida International University. It was called the Sweetwater University City Bridge. It was supposed to be a pedestrian bridge connecting the two different campuses of Florida International University. It collapsed while it was being constructed. There was construction workers on the bridge at the time, some of whom were injured, some of whom died. There were also cars driving underneath the bridge at the time. Many of the people in those cars were injured. Many have died. In total, there were more than 6 people who have already been confirmed dead, 9 others severely injured. Now, obviously, for the people who are injured and for the families of those who died, it is horrific. There are civil cases, I'm sure, for most of those people already being filed for millions and millions of dollars. And people are looking at it saying, wow, those families and injured victims will be getting lots and lots of money. Nobody obviously wants that to happen to them. But now it's even being investigated as a homicide scene. That there is a crime occurred here, and a crime of literally killing and assaulting people. So here to explain how a accident like this turns into a homicide scene is none other than Jake Hudnut, who I already said hello to. Hello again.
Hello again, yeah.
Hello again. So how can fatalities, people who get killed in this type of bridge collapse result in a criminal prosecution? How's it happen?
Right. A particular type of homicide, I'm sure a lot of folks have heard the term before, is manslaughter. Different than murder. And manslaughter is the unlawful killing of a human being, but without the malice expressed or implied to do so.
So what do you mean? Let's break it down for our armchair lawyers out there.
Break it down.
Malice meaning what?
Okay, so
what is murder versus manslaughter versus negligent homicide?
Sure.
There's all different things, and then manslaughter also.
The best way to explain it is that
or attempted murder even.
Yes, we talked about felony murder.
Correct,
once too.
felony murder.
Every crime in the world, in jurisprudence anywhere on this planet, has two components: an act and a mental state. Okay, so with murder, for example, if it's poisoning, the act is putting the potion in the drink, and the mental state is I want to kill you.
Wait, let's break it back a little bit. So there's manslaughter, negligent homicide, attempted murder, vehicular homicide. All of those is somebody died.
Yes.
Okay. Now, what makes it different between whether you're being charged with manslaughter or murder or felony murder is what was in your mind at the time that whatever you did, which was criminally wrong, what was in your mind. Sometimes, you didn't mean to do it. Sometimes you were just, acting, I guess, reckless or with indifference.
Or you meant to do it, but only briefly, and you had a reason.
Or maybe you meant to hurt the person but not kill them.
Yes, and we'll talk about that later. Yes.
Right.
Absolutely.
So let's break it down. So all the different things.
Okay. So as you indicated, there's different types of manslaughter. The particular type of manslaughter that would be investigated by the Miami County homicide detectives here would be reckless, that you acted in such a way that you didn't mean to kill somebody, but you should have known that what you were doing could be reckless and cause the loss of life.
So what kind of penalties in New York and New Jersey? You're an attorney here in New York and New Jersey. Obviously, this happens in Florida. And we'll talk about the differences in penalties in New York and New Jersey and what the penalties are in Florida. What kind of penalties would somebody would be convicted of manslaughter face?
So in New York, it's a Class C violent felony. That's 3.5 to 15 years in prison. In New Jersey, there's two types of reckless manslaughter depending on the surrounding circumstances. Both of them involve prison. If it's first degree, you're going away between 10 and 30. And if it's second degree, you're going away between 5 and 10. Florida has a more complicated sentencing structure. You actually conceivably could get a form of probation for a manslaughter conviction, but you're looking at up to 15 years in prison or probation, but most likely prison.
So somebody who is connected with this bridge collapse, if they're being charged for manslaughter, for reckless manslaughter, could face up to 15 years in jail, besides all of the civil liability in terms of millions and millions of dollars in injury claims, but they could also be facing up to 15 years in jail. So how would a prosecutor go about proving, and then who do you even pick? There were so many different people associated with this bridge project. Who do you even pick is like, say, you're the guy who caused this, you're the guy who didn't cause this, maybe you were part of this, but maybe you were. How do you pick, first of all, who are you even going to, are they going to prosecute everybody who was part of this bridge collapse? Are they going to prosecute the architects, the engineers, the owners of the bridge? I mean, where does it end? Where does it start? And what do you need to prove for all of this?
Right. If I'm a prosecutor and I'm prosecuting this case, and that's a big if, because I would never cross to that side of the aisle, but if I were, I would ask myself, who knew what and when? There's been some information that there was a crack in the bridge, right, and people knew about it. And there was even some public information put out about it, but there really wasn't, hey, keep people off the bridge or keep cars away. I'm also going to look at the materials that were used. Were they substandard, right? Did somebody try to save a few bucks and use materials that they should have known wouldn't withhold? Because this wasn't an old bridge at all by any stretch.
Brand new.
And why did this happen so quickly? So those are kind of the things I'm going to look at if I'm a prosecutor.
Well, apparently, from what I read, there was an engineer who came. This was a prefabricated bridge that they were installing across a highway. It still needed the suspension cables in the middle to hold it up, but the engineers felt that it was sturdy enough that as long as nobody walked across it, that it wouldn't collapse. And then once they put the suspension cables up, then it would be safe for people to walk across it. Now, apparently, there was an engineer that did an inspection of this bridge after it was installed prefabricated. They literally built the bridge somewhere else and then just brought it over and put it down. That at some point in the process of bringing the bridge over, there were cracks occurred. And an engineer found cracks, called up somebody who was in charge of cracks. I don't know who they called, but an inspector called the engineering company and left a message for somebody saying, hey, you got cracks on your bridge, and then went home for the weekend. And then, went home for the night. And then at some point later, the bridge collapsed, and nobody even heard this message till after the bridge collapsed. Would that be manslaughter?
Oh, I mean, look, is there enough to charge somebody? Probably. Is there enough to get a conviction in front of a jury? I don't think so. Especially, and I'm sure if a lot of these people are engineers with resources or government elected officials, they'll have really good defense teams. Not as good as Paul, David, and I, but they'll have good defense teams. It's going to be tough for the Miami district attorney to prosecute this. They actually tried, the same district attorney's office tried this in 1992, and they weren't that successful. There was a ValueJet plane crash in that same area in Miami-Dade County. They prosecuted it as a homicide for some inappropriate handling of the oxygen tanks that were put onto the plane, and it didn't really go anywhere. It was sort of downgraded to mishandling hazardous material, and the people that were charged were able to get away with a fine and establishing a community fund for victims of plane crashes. So it's going to be a tough case for the prosecutors to make.
Now, you've handled murder cases yourself, and your clients in a murder case were facing a lot harder and more daunting facts against them than what you may find if there is a manslaughter charge brought against whether it's the engineers or somebody at Florida International University who may have been in charge of this bridge collapse. What were the facts in your case that you handled on a murder case, and what did you do to help this person?
Sure. I once had a case where a woman was living with her on-again, off-again boyfriend. They got into a physical fight. She pushed him over a piece of furniture, and unfortunately, he passed away. It was investigated as a homicide, particularly because she didn't call the police right away. The son of the victim found the man later. But I was able to what I wanted to do was color in the picture around what happened, right? This wasn't murder. She didn't come home and push her boyfriend over a table thinking, oh, let me kill him, right? I was able to show that they had a fight. It was a mutual physical fight, that perhaps it might have started if he got a little fresh with her. And also, I was able to poke some holes in the autopsy report. This was a very sick elderly man, which on one hand was something I didn't want a jury to hear. But on the other hand, I was able to say to the prosecutor, hey, look, this doesn't need to go to a jury. This man was in bad shape to begin with.
Now, your client was facing murder charges.
Murder investigation, and I was able to kind of keep that at bay.
I see. And so what was the outcome of the case?
The minimum sentence for manslaughter, she did a 5-year sentence. That's a quarter of what she was exposed to at the beginning of the case. And she wanted to accept responsibility. So this was an outcome that she was very happy with. Everybody was very pleased with, except the prosecutor's office. But they knew I was going to do something in front of a jury.
You know, sometimes your client's standing over a dead body. Okay, it is what it is. So you're there to mitigate as best as you can and basically be able to color and explain everything. And that's a pretty good job that you did there. So congratulations.
Thank you.
For everybody else, if you need good criminal defense attorneys, you know where to turn to. Spar and Bernstein, Jake Hudnut, David Moreno, Paul Hirsch. We got a fantastic team here. So give us a call. God forbid you're in the right place at the right time. Well, if you are, then you don't need us. But if you're in the wrong place at the right time, or the right place at the wrong time, or the wrong place at the wrong time, any one of those places, and you need a good criminal defense attorney, give us a call at 1-800-529-5465. That's 1-800-529-5465. 1-800-LAW-LINK, 1-800-529-5465. Jake, thanks for coming.
Thank you.
All right. Criminal defense, Jake Hudnut, Paul Hirsch, David Moreno here at Spar and Bernstein. 1-800-529-5465. We have Gemwell in Kennedy, Texas on the phone. Gemwell.
Oh, hello.
Hi, how are you?
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
I have some question. It's about I came here in the United States for K1 visa. I got married
what visa?
within the 90 days. K1 visa, like fiancé.
Oh, K1.
Yeah, K1.
Okay.
K1 visa. Then I get married within the 90 days, and then after that, I've been here like 2 years, and then we didn't file any, documents for my adjustment of status.
Why?
And then after that, the relationship, the marriage is not successful. We're arguing every day. The whole 2 years. I mean, it's not really working. And I said, oh my God, this is not really working. I'm not gonna, stay with the person that we're not gonna be happy together.
Right.
So now I decided to okay, we will get divorced, and whatever the consequences, if they will deport me, it's fine. But if there's a chance to still obtain my green card, I'll do it. So now my question is, I want to get divorced.
There's two ways that you can get your green card without your husband. Okay, so let me break it down for you. Number one is, if there's an affidavit of support that he did, there's something called matter of cesse. And matter of cesse says as long as you got married on a fiancé visa, even if your husband never files for you, as long as there's some affidavit of support somewhere, you can file on your own. The fact that you got married is all that's needed to get your green card. If there's no affidavit of support that was ever done by your husband, then you can't do, it's going to be harder to do matter of cesse, not impossible, but much harder. Maybe there's an abuse case, a VAWA application. So there's there's two ways you could go about looking at this. What I would suggest is you're in Kennedy, Texas. I'm in New York. In New York, there's John F. Kennedy Airport, Kennedy, Texas. I don't know if there's any same Kennedys. And what we could do is have a phone consultation. Hold on one second, okay? Let's go. Is this a joke? Russian or Russian? Russian.
Hello.
Ruslan. Oh, okay. Ruslan. Okay, I thought on my screen here it said Russians on the phone. I'm like, the Russians on the phone. What's the Russian? Ruslan. Okay, in San Diego, California. What's up?
Yes. I have a question. My parents waiting their green card. It's more than 70 days. So I'm wondering how long we need to wait, or maybe it is some issue, because as far as I know, they must get their green card during maximum 60 days.
Did they adjust their status? Did they enter with an immigrant visa? What happened?
Yeah, immigrant visa. They already passed the interview.
Did they go online and fill out the little form before they came here? Paid the $185?
Yeah. They even paid the fees, $220.
Oh, that's $220 now. I don't even know what all the filing fees are. Okay. So, did you call up the 1-800 number and find out what happened to the green card?
I called, but they said we do not. I called some number. It starts with 800.
Right. What did they say?
They said they do not have this information about your visa. It just we don't know.
They don't know. Okay, they don't know. All right. Yeah, I mean, it should take. I would give it at least 90 days. If in 3 months you haven't gotten it, I mean, sometimes it comes 60 days, 70 days, 80 days, 90 days. 3 months you haven't gotten the green card in the mail, then have a consultation with us and let us follow up for you.
Okay, so I can wait 1 more month, and if they will not,
then give us a call. Exactly.
I can call you back.
Absolutely.
Okay?
But meanwhile, the stamp in their passport that they got when they entered the United States, that's their lawful residence. It's not like they don't have lawful residence. They just don't have the green card in their hand. So nothing bad. Okay, they just want the evidence. All right. So if another 3-4 weeks you don't get it, call.
Okay. Thank you
very much.
Thank you.
I appreciate you watching. Okay. 1-800-529-5465. But that's going to be all the calls we're going to take. All right. We're going to end our show on a high note with Belgium Kim and Yonathan doing the fast social media questions.
I did not prepare for the Guinness World Record questions.
You did not prepare.
I gotta be honest, today can't be
But wasn't that a great idea?
That is a great idea, though.
Stay ready, son.
Did you hear about our Guinness Book of World Records? What we want to do?
No.
You know, we want to collect like a lot of immigration questions, and then have a thing like most immigration questions answered in
60 seconds.
I don't either 60 seconds or 60 minutes or 60 hours. Oh. I don't know. Maybe I'll sit here for 60 hours. I don't know. We got to speak to Guinness Book of World Records and find out what we want to get in the record books. I think we could do it.
Yeah.
Wow.
But the only way, and I told Belgium Kim, the only reason why we wouldn't get it done is if she slows down on the question.
It's all on
her.
Oh, no.
It's all my fault.
Yes, I said you guys, because Belgium Kim's got to ask the questions fast.
So how about you ask, I ask, you ask, I ask.
Right, exactly.
And that's the way it needs to go. He's saying in between during the asking of the question, that's too slow.
That's right.
And I take offense.
You see, you can't like in other words, you see this banter that we're having right now?
Too slow.
It's too slow. It's way too slow. Okay. All right, let's see. Okay, we have about 7 minutes left in our show.
All right.
Okay, let's practice. This is going to be practice. Can we do it? We're going to practice for the Guinness Book of World Records. Okay, are you ready?
Good God.
Oh, good God. All right, are you ready? Okay, we are going to do 7 minutes. This is just a practice round to give the Guinness Book of World Records a little taste of Bradshaw Live.
Okay. My hands are wild.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
Ready.
Go.
Samantha Lee says, I have a friend who doesn't have a green card, and she and her husband decided to get divorced. She's been here in the U.S. for 2 years, and now that they're divorced, she doesn't know what to do. He never filed for her. She has met someone else and wants to marry him, but she got here on a K-1 visa with husband number one. Now what?
If you got married, you can do an adjustment through matter assesse. You could also file an adjustment, provisional waiver, go home, come back. Next!
Wildlife wants to know, how do you prove hardship for immigration purposes?
You have a psychological issue, you have physical issues, emotional issues. Next.
Candy says, how long does the process take for a citizen filing for her children? Some married and some are single.
7 years or 15 years, depending if they're married or single.
Samantha Lee wants to know, plan to divorce my husband. We got married with K-1 visa, and now our marriage is not successful. We argue all the time. Sparks are gone. The feelings are not the same as before. So my question is, if I'm going to divorce him, and now I found the right person for me, we decide to get married after the divorce of my previous husband.
No, that was way too long already. Forget it. We already lost the Guinness. That was way too long. All right.
We told people
you guys have to give me my props.
That was impressive. That was impressive.
All right, so let me ask
wait a second. All right, let me just go back and answer the other ones because we did it really fast.
Okay.
We didn't really give it. All right, your first question was, but that's what we are going to try to do.
Right.
Okay?
Okay.
All right, but we're going to have to do that.
Got to do some mouth exercises.
Yeah, we're going to have to do that when we're ready. All right, so your first question was,
yes.
what was your first question? How do you prove emotional? How do you prove hardship? Well, no, that was okay. Go back and ask your questions quickly.
Okay, so Samantha wanted to know, she's getting divorced, got here on a K-1 visa, was never filed for.
All right, so there's something called matter assesse. Matter assesse says if you got married on a K-1 visa, you can file an adjustment. Immigration sometimes gives you an issue, even if you're not married, even if you're not with the husband anymore, the fact that you actually got married on a K-1 establishes your eligibility for the green card. Sometimes immigration gives you an issue if you don't have an affidavit of support from the husband that you divorced. It becomes much easier if the husband filed for you and then withdrew the application, because then there is an affidavit of support than if he never filed for you. But matter assesse is always an option. There's always an option of getting married to a second man or a second woman or whatever your thing is, and doing a provisional waiver and going home and coming back. So you have two options. Now the second question, why are people so angry? I see angry faces coming across. You're angry because we stopped the fast round?
They thought it was hilarious.
They wanted us to keep going.
but we're not giving proper
But I'm not giving really good advice.
Right.
I'm just entertaining people. But don't you think we have to give advice too?
It's a delicate balance.
It's a delicate balance.
It's an entertainment show for them.
Come for the immigration, stay for the fun, right?
That's true. The second question was, how do you prove?
So that was mine. Wyclef Ken wanted to know, how do you prove hardship for immigration purposes?
Well, hardship is based on the petitioner, not based on you. It could be psychological hardship, could be physical hardship. Everybody's individually, you determine hardship based on an individual basis. So we would need to interview you and figure it out.
We had a question from iCandy who said, how long does the process take for a citizen filing for her children? Some of them are married and some are single.
That one was okay. I don't think we had to re-answer that one. That was terrible. 7 years for single, 15 for married.
All right, so my long one.
Right, I got that. It was the same one. I answered it already.
It was, yeah.
Same one. Matter of cesse, provisional waiver.
Oh, okay.
Have a consultation. You definitely need a good lawyer.
So I got Shani Bay Smith. My husband needs to start my paperwork. What should he do first?
Start the paperwork. My
My
husband needs to start the paperwork. What should do? Start the paperwork.
Where does he go?
What does he do?
Paperwork?
I don't know what paperwork she's talking about.
I don't either.
All right.
Details, guys. Details.
And so then you can be reprimanded for leaving really long comments.
That's right. Yeah, you can never win here.
No.
You never win here.
We have Ken who says, what is a good reason for not applying for F1 reinstatement on time? I've been an out-of-status student. He called, right? I thought so. Those double questions get me.
Right.
Sandra White says, if you get a non-conviction, but I did get a 2-year administrative probation, can I still go ahead and apply for my citizenship without any trouble?
I don't even know what that means. It obviously is not in New York. That's some other state this happened in. I'm not sure what that means, and we would have to look at the specific facts.
So that means call.
Correct.
Okay. Mitchell says, if you're out of status and filing the I-130 form, should you put your work on the form?
Yes.
So you should put that you're working on.
Don't lie. The fact, assuming you're filing an adjustment based on marriage, the fact that you worked out of status, you worked illegally, whatever term you want to use, does not bar you from getting a green card. The only thing that would bar you from getting a green card is lying. So don't lie.
Stacy Ann says, how do you prove emotional abuse in a marriage?
Your own testimony, how you feel inside, going to a psychologist or psychiatrist, things of that nature.
All right, Glenda says, I have questions. I came here to the U.S. as a fiance visa, and I got married with a U.S. citizen last 2015. And I got my green card saying I'm conditional, and my husband passed away this year. What should I do to make this permanent?
Well, I'm sorry. My condolences to you. As long as you can prove that prior to your husband passing that you two were living together, you can file to remove the conditions as a widow. Make sure your name is on the death certificate as a surviving spouse.
Fatima says, my friend is getting married, got married yesterday. Before she was married, she had a B1 visa here in Houston, Texas. How long is it now going to process? How long is it going to take to process her green card?
About 9 months. About 9 months.
That's not
Adjustment
too long.
of status.
All right. Kalasin Khan. I was in the U.S. since I was 6. I got married to a citizen. Years later, caught some federal charges, did time, and got deported.
Ooh.
Is there any way for me to get back into the U.S.?
Ooh, he caught it.
Got caught.
I don't know what the federal charges were, but it sounds serious. You would need to have a consultation. If it's drugs, no. If it's something else, maybe.
Shani Bay gave us some follow-up.
Follow-up on what to do to start the paperwork.
So the question is, does he file for the work permit or the green card first?
Both. You file an I-485, an I-130, an I-765, an I-131, I-864. Reversing that, I-485 is the adjustment for the green card interview. The I-130 is the visa petition to establish the bona fides of the marriage. The I-765 is the work permit. The I-864 is the affidavit of support. The I-131 is for the travel document. Do it all together. One big package.
Boom.
Like that. Lawrence Johnson says, I have a misdemeanor possession of cocaine, 3 grams. And the case is in court. I came here on a visiting visa, overstayed my visa, but I got married last year on May. And we were just about to file my paper with the immigration with my wife before this case came up. And our immigration lawyer said to hold on the immigration process to see the outcome of the case. Please, what is my fate?
Stay off the drugs, first of all. I mean, if you want to get a green card, okay, and your fate is this. If you're convicted of possession of cocaine, you will never get a green card ever in your life. Don't plead guilty. And your immigration lawyer is right. Don't file anything till the criminal case is over. Maybe you need a really good criminal defense attorney. We have them. We just saw Jake Hudnut. We've seen David Moreno on here before. If you're in New York, give us a call.
We've got Melissa who says, how long does it take to get a receipt after sending in your papers?
About 3 to 4 weeks. All right, so 2 more questions, and then I want to hear what the Facebook comments of the day are.
Okay.
All right, so we'll take your 2 best last questions.
I got mine.
Ready.
Okay, what is it?
All right, Lucia. I'm a U.S. citizen, but my children in the Philippines are grown up. Younger one is 43 years old. Do I have a chance to petition for them?
Yes, but it's going to be a really long time, like over a decade.
Shai says that her aunt adopted her since birth, but never legally. But she'd like to now petition for her as a U.S. citizen. Is there anything that she can do?
No, because you're not. You either got legally adopted or you didn't get legally adopted. Maybe this aunt just raised you, but that doesn't make her your parent.
All right.
Comment of the day.
Comment of the day?
Comment of the day.
That was it? Oh,
that was it.
It was 2 each, okay.
Comment of the day.
Our comment of the day goes to Stacy Ann Hodge, who said, Kin, please tell Brad that I answered some immigration questions this morning on the Jamaican U.S. Embassy Facebook page while they were doing their live feed, and they told me to stop answering, so he's a great teacher.
That's amazing.
She was like, those answers seemed off. I should have my knowledge.
Yeah, so I'm not sure what Facebook page this is, but I would tell you, listen to me. I know what I'm talking about. Thank you very much. Great job. See you all tomorrow. Thanks for watching. So, Sam, as part of the production, we have to say this disclaimer at the end of the show. Do you mind reading it for me?
Okay, but you know, Brad, I have to do everything around here. It's bad enough I've got to remember everything that happened on the episode from the previous day.
Forget it. I'll do it. The proceeding was information only and not specific legal advice. Consult an attorney about your individual situation. Prior successful results do not guarantee a similar outcome in the future. To make an appointment with the Spar and Bernstein law firm located at 225 Broadway in New York City, call 1-800-529-5465. That's 1-800-529-5465. Easy to remember, 1-800-LAW-LINK. That's 1-800-LAWLINK. Once again, make a call to 1-800-529-5465. And of course, link up with the law offices of Spar and Bernstein, located at 225 Broadway on the 5th floor. If I were you out there, make the call, make the link, make the connection, make it Spar and Bernstein. 1-800-LAWLINK. That's 1-800-529-5465. And now, conveniently located in Hartford, Connecticut on 1 Congress Street. Visit us in Connecticut or in New York at 225 Broadway. That's 1-800-529-5465. 1-800-LAW-LINK. 1-800-529-5465. What are you doing?